Hi, it is Saturday, June 22nd, and right now I am en route to my 21st high school reunion, and I'm kind of freaking out. And I know it's irrational. I spent the morning listening to podcasts. I was doing a house project painting. See, I feel I have to justify myself, like, it's not okay to just sit and listen to a podcast. One must be busy while listening to a podcast. Like this whole shoulding on ourselves. Should. That was one of the topics in the podcast. Dr. David Burns, Feel Good. Listen to it. It's an awesome channel, especially for anybody wanting ideas, tools, resources that don't cost a penny on how to start putting yourself together. It's like we're all Humpty Dumpty and we all just help put each other back together again. And so I'm driving to the tiny little town where I went to school, 1st grade through 12th grade. And if you go into your bathroom right now and look at your toilet, there's probably at least a 50% chance that the name of the town I went to school on is on your toilet. Pause. It's Kohler. This little town, I didn't live in Kohler, but I was in the school district, so I was bused there. It's a very affluent town. It's kind of different than all the other surrounding towns. It's very affluent, and it's tiny. It's only 1,800 people live in that town, and so there's one school for elementary, middle, and high school. Maybe I'll show you a picture of the school. And I have really conflicted feelings whenever I think about my childhood, because I loved school, I loved learning, I loved my teachers, and I even loved my classmates. But of course, you know, I've alluded to it in previous videos, because I was a Jehovah's Witness child, I got bullied a lot for 3 reasons. Because I was a Jehovah's Witness, because I was chubby, and because we were poor. So talk about like a triple target on my back. And I went to this super tiny school where it was nearly impossible to hide. I basically graduated with the same 33 kids I went to school with from 1st to 12th grade. And that's why I moved to New Jersey when I was 19, because I just had to get the heck out of here. And I didn't go to college, so moving was how I escaped. But yeah, and that's where like the emotional eating really started. I would go to school, I loved learning, and school came pretty easy to me, and so it built my self-esteem because I was good at it. But at the same time, it was a daily knowing that I was going to get teased. And all I wanted was to be liked, but it was this very confusing, crazy combination of not even being able to be friends with these kids. So maybe I was also bullied because they could smell my self-righteousness, you know? I don't know. And so I would go to school all day, come home, and of course I rode the bus. That was like the worst. Horrible bullying. And I'd get home, and what would I do? I would eat a box of cereal. Like, that's how it all started. And eat the day old bakery, eat boxes of cereal and crackers and cookies and simple carbs. And thus began the vicious cycle. And now I'm driving to this town 21 years later, feeling like that super self-conscious, insecure 10-year-old. It's ridiculous. Like, when is this going to be over with? But it's real. So I just felt like I would record it in real time. You know, I'm just telling myself, like, get over it. Like, who cares that? And this is the other thing. So most of the people I went to school with, if not 97% of them went on to college. And I know several of my classmates are doctors, you know, very professional, successful people. And I'm going to show up at this reunion and people are going to be like, what do you do? And I'm going to say, I'm a waitress. Like, what have you been doing the last 21 years? Oh, you know, just waiting for Armageddon, but now that I know it's, you know, not coming when I thought it was coming, I actually have to start living my life and figuring this out, which you did 21 years ago. But that's self-pity. But it still is, you know, sometimes I feel that way. Like, consciously I know that doesn't produce anything and it's not empowering, but I just thought I'd share that. I'm pulling up. Oh,